Hello. We had a few comments. The early birds hoping to finish the Kingdom tonight. Is that the Jess Rothenberg one? I think it's Jess Rothenberg. I really liked that one. Hello. Still enjoying my cheese platter. I'll be joining the sprints with Nevermore, a nice respite from the eye of the world, of which I already read 350 pages today. Today alone. Nevermore's an amazing book, though, so I hope you're enjoying it.
How have you read 350 pages today? Have you just not stopped reading?
Of the Eye of the World as well, which I'm pretty sure is high fantasy.
That's 1,000 pages away, so it's like a little dent in a big book.
Evening, Tony. Hope you're good too.
Good evening.
I just got a notification to say that Becca, you're live.
Am I?
Oh, Sam. Are you live, Becca?
Hello. Planning on having dinner and starting my third Bookopoly-thon, a magical readathon book. How are you on book 3? I'm still on book 1.
I've read 3 pages. I say 3 pages. I had already started this. I read 3 pages of my chunk of a book that is Queen of Darkness.
You've got this.
Hi, Chloe.
Hello.
Hey, Karen.
How's everyone?
I'm all right. We passed our audit today, which I might.
Danielle.
Finished ACOTAR, onto chapter 5 of ACOMAF. Literally forgot all the plot of ACOTAR. I can't say my thoughts on ACOTAR without spoiling, so I'm not gonna. Oh, to be fair, I read ACOTAR in 2018.
Yeah,
that's fair. Hello, Scott.
Hello.
Hello. Rule of Wolves.
Rule of Wolves, one of my favourite books ever.
I really need to read it. I read King of Scars when it came out, and I got Rule of Wolves when it came out. Haven't read it.
Such pretty books.
Carry on.
The good choice, Sharon.
I have a week off and nothing else to do but reading and laundry. That sounds like heaven.
We'll love to see it.
Lauren's still powering through Queen of Darkness. How far into it are you now, Lauren? Going to listen to my audiobook whilst I get jobs done, then hoping to finish The Once and Future Witches. Nice.
Ooh.
Scott will be continuing The Martian. How are you enjoying it, Scott? Tony will be starting Soulbinder. I can see it in the background. Just
with ACOWAR just beside it.
Just be prepared for Soulbinder. It's so good though. Just be prepared. One book was a middle grade that is 198 pages. Another's a YA thriller, 293 pages. Also helps I have 2 completely free days. Okay, that's fair enough. That's fair.
Fair.
Hello, not sure what I'm going to read, so I guess I'll decide during the first sprint. What are your options?
Choices.
Maybe we
need choices.
Maybe we can help you decide. Got 200 pages left.
Please let me know what you think.
I am going to need you to give me, DM me or something, your, full spoilery thoughts when you finish it, because I need to know. And these two have not read it yet.
I read it.
If you like it or not.
Liv's read a little bit.
I read
just a little bit.
44 pages. Woo!
I can't remember what page I got up to. I think I was to the end of chapter 11.
So you're
I think I was
chapter 11.
Yeah, because I'd read ahead of you a little bit.
Well, you've read 200 pages ahead of me.
Oh, okay. Okay. I read more than I thought.
44, and the end of chapter 11, is page 236.
Oh, yeah, that's where I'm up to. And it's just been sat there since we stopped reading it in July.
Just a little bit.
You were 3 days ahead of me. I just removed the daily tab so I don't have the daily stops. You were 3 days ahead of me.
Scott's enjoying The Martian. Can't help picking it up to read randomly. I devoured it. I devoured it in essentially a day.
I've got it to read.
It's so good. Reading Wrecked Lives at 250 pages, 37 in already, so hoping to be halfway done by the end of this. Good luck. Reading Court of Silver Flames. My favourite book in the series. Have you cried yet, Liv?
Yes.
Is the sky blue? Is grass green?
I'm sorry. You didn't read the end of Lord of Shadows, right? Like,
Are we scaring you yet, Lisa?
No.
Told you you'd like it. Oh, page 146. Nice. Enjoy the heartbreak. I'm reading The Sanitarium. Struggling with reading lately, so hoping to get some done today. We got you. We got you.
Sanitarium, who's that by? Is that Stephen King book?
I'm feeling like that's a Stephen King book. It sounds like it is. I can't type a poem.
Same.
I can never speak properly either.
I said to my boss before I left work, I said, after every day that I finish, I said, do you need me to do anything before I leave? And it came out as the meh. I literally could not form a sentence together. My boss obviously knows that I say this every night. She's like, no, it's fine, go home. Like, yeah, go home.
1 hour left of your audiobook. Yeah, you've got that. You're finishing that tonight.
Smashing it, Jess.
Reading Royal Assassin. It's my second book of the month, but my first was a graphic novel. Nice.
What do you think, Chloe? Are we liking it so far?
Is Royal Assassin the
pain?
second one in the first trilogy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need to give
Are you
that
feeling
a
the
go.
pain yet?
I'm really tempted to read Heartstopper Volume 2 before I start Queen of Air and Darkness again. So I can knock a book off of my TBR.
Stop procrastinating!
I mean, to be fair, if that might help your motivation a bit to know that you've got one book under your belt,
yeah,
maybe do that because it won't take you long.
No, because I'll finish Volume 2 in the first 3 sprints.
Exactly.
So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to have to go get Volume 2 because I need to knock a book out before I start this beast. Because then even if I just read this and Heartstopper, I've read 2
You've still got 2 books, one of which is a beast.
Yes.
Nearly finished Deadly Education. Absolutely loved it. I'm now reading Tomi by Junji Ito. I am so intrigued by Junji Ito's does it class as manga?
It's like, yeah.
It classes as manga, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like a horror manga.
It looks incredible. Didn't know if Liv was an emotional person or not, but obviously she is. I mean, to be fair, even if you've got no heart, pretty sure you'd cry at that.
I cry at everything.
Clockwork Prince.
Clockwork Prince
is the only option I will choose out of those.
I knew you were saying that.
Clockwork Prince.
Clockwork Prince. That's our votes.
I'm gonna vote that.
We also at the exact same time with the same amount of emotion, like Clockwork Prince.
Gonna diamond art during chatty bits and read during sprints. Nice.
Ooh.
Oh, The Sanitarium is by Sarah Pierce. It's Reese's book club pick. Oh, okay. It does sound like it could be a Stephen King one though.
It does.
No pain yet, but I'm only on chapter 5.
Ooh. Message me when you're a bit further in.
Oh, reading Queen of Air and Darkness. Yeah.
Lots of people are reading Queen of Air and Darkness.
Yeah. A lot of people have put that on there. You are not prepared. Go with Dragon Reborn. No. I disagree.
Cool Prince.
Evening. Tony agrees with us. Clockwork Prince. Whenever there's a Cassie Clare option in the options, you know that's what we're going to pick.
Well, I have to admit, if it's between Cassie Clare and Sarah J. Maas, I have to say Sarah J. Maas.
I'd still choose Cassie Clare.
I think it would depend on the Cassie Clare book.
And I don't know yet because I'm yet to read them all.
Don't say that. I can't deal with the emotional damage. It's a good book, though. It's worth it. It is worth the emotional damage. First 100 pages. I read for how many pages is the book?
What, this book?
Yeah. How many pages is it?
That's the bonus story. That's the epilogue. There we go. 880 pages.
Right, I cry for 880 pages of it. Yes, I made you do that just for that.
This is why I'm struggling to get into it at the moment, is the amount of motion in the first 40 pages alone. I am struggling to get into it because I'm like, I don't like overly sad books.
So worth it though.
It's why I'm thinking of getting rid of the second book from the Fairy Loot, because I know that's just going to be so emotional, and I don't do highly emotional books. I don't mind emotion in books. Like, I quite enjoy it.
Second book of the Fairy Loot, what's this?
Oh, I don't want to say spoilers, but there was 2 books in August Fairy Loot, and one of them.
The paperback. I want to.
The paperback. I'm not going to say what it was.
August Fairy Loot this year.
Yeah.
I got one.
We both got the box yesterday. It got delivered yesterday.
Oh my god! I forgot what month we were in. I'm like, I haven't received this box. What? Where? It's freaking September. We haven't even. Oh god. Bye.
But I had literally just ordered that book about 10 minutes before. Opened up my Fairy Loot and was like, no! So I had to go cancel the order.
Oh, I want to know now.
When's your box
my
due?
Royal Mailman is annoying because I got an email saying that Fairy Loot was on its way. So I was like, yay. And I've also got my Lady Midnight special edition from Waterstone. And there's some Waterloo then on the way. And then I got a message saying could not be delivered, could not access your property, even though Royal Mail have a fob to my flat building. But he accessed the property to put the card in the hallway to say couldn't access your property. So I got home, I was like, what? What? You were literally down this, you had to walk up a flight of stairs to get to my front door to leave the parcels there. So now I don't have my bullet journals that I need to sort out for the readathon this month. I don't have my Fairy Loot box. I don't have my special edition of Lady Midnight.
I'm currently, talking of scrapbooking, I'm currently in the still process of scrapbooking the Magical Readathon because so much information needs to be attached to that book.
I love it so much.
But I've been playing around with fantasy character builders, like the animated fantasy character building, and I've got one, but I don't like it, so I think I need to pick another one.
Liz also agrees with Clockwork Prince. That's fair reason for not picking Cassandra Clare if you're not a fan of her books. Reading Our Journey, the Raksu book. Nice.
Don't know what that is.
I mean, she is repetitive in her plots, but I love the characters so much that I can deal with a little bit of repetition.
You like Jace?
I do like Jace. He's not my favourite character, but I don't know why everyone hates him. Like, in the first book, I want to punch him. But by the end of the series, and in the later series that he makes appearances in, I'm like,
I have a question. I'm trying to say this without spoilers. You've watched the film and the series, haven't you?
Yeah, unfortunately.
So what happens in the series, is that the same as what happens in the book?
No.
Right, no. The first wait. The first series of it, yes. And then after the first series, they just deviated completely.
But
the first series was pretty not enough to like affect it.
Well,
it was a lot more to
I
the
was
book.
Not watching it. I did not watch it.
I loved the first series. I had so much high hopes for it. And then series 2 happened.
Talking of TV adaptations, I need to rant because the Vampire Academy synopsis came out and I want to punch something.
Have they changed the story as well?
I don't even know the storyline. I don't particularly care about the storyline. They've changed surnames of characters to make them related to another character that should not be related to. They've literally okay, so one thing I will say that I like about the cast is they have diversified it. They have made characters of different race than they were originally in the book. In the book, it
Right.
was very noughties, white cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I don't mind the diversity that they've added into, you know, the series. One thing I do not like is, I you know, he might bulk up. I don't know, but the guy who's been cast as what is basically known as the Russian god of the Guardians, like, you know, the Guardians, really, they're guards. He's like, yes, don't get me wrong, he's got muscle, but he's not like a Russian god.
He's not a god. Not god like
No.
muscles.
No, and unless he can suddenly bulk up, he looks like a 12-year-old. Like, he looks
Is
ridiculous.
he even demigod status at this point, or is he
No,
like
he's
mortal
not at
Hercules?
that point.
No demigod status.
Mortal Hercules.
No, he looks like a teenager. And do you know what? He actually plays a teenager in a different TV show. Now, this character is meant to be a 25-year-old,
Russian god.
like, teaching assistant, Russian, like, guardian god, and he's been known to play teenagers at school. And I just, like, I had, like, the thing is that the movie is my favourite book to movie adaptation
I
ever.
liked the
They've got
movie.
Haven't seen
You know what,
it.
you don't like the movie?
I liked the movie. So many
Yes.
people didn't.
Yeah, I loved the movie. I think they got the tone of the book perfect. And yes, they did change a couple of plot points to make it easier for film, but I don't feel like that took away anything from the plot of the storyline.
Unlike City of Bones, where they basically just changed the entire film. Like, the film was nothing like the book.
No.
But they got the casting for Jace and Clary spot on, but that was it. And Simon.
And
Simon was a good casting.
one of the characters has a main integral role to the plot, and her character description has changed. And if they have changed that plot point, I am going to blow my head, because I do not like. I'm actually getting really emotional about it because I love the story so much.
I'm going to pass on watching the TV show because I really want to read the books, as you know. So I'm just not going to bother with the TV show.
I think I might read the book first.
I am actually going to quickly fallen behind on comments.
Yeah.
Read 40 pages a few months ago. It was too sad. I had to put it down. That's what Liv's done.
Yeah.
With
44
Darkness.
pages in, and I'm like,
My mum's already read her first book for Magical Readathon, Truly Devious.
Oh, I
And
want to read
now-
Cogheart.
Starting Cogheart. I have that as well, but I haven't read it. Will has been outvoted, but did you see the teaser trailer? The teaser trailer? For what? Need to walk the dog and go to the shop before I read, but might also do a bit of diamond painting. Nice. I need to know what this teaser trailer is for. Fairy Books hasn't come yet. To be fair, I think I was in like one of the first lot of people to get it, which is unusual. I'm usually in the last lot.
I'm usually in the last, which is why I'm annoyed that the Royal Mailman won't deliver it.
Hello, Helen. Reading Dodger by Terry Pratchett tonight. Nice. No, it's no longer a Royal Sprint.
no.
Not for a
Royal
few
Mailman
months.
ended Tuesday. 31st was the last day.
There will be Royal Sprints again in the future.
There will be.
Didn't like the series at all. Couldn't even finish the first season. I liked the first season of Shadowhunters and then was like, nah, I'm done. Adored the Shadowhunters series, but still need to read the books. Keep your eyes peeled, Ashley.
Peel them open.
True.
Liv, I totally had the same rant to myself about the series.
Thank you.
Hello. What show? We were talking about both the
Vampire
Shadowhunters and Vampire Academies. Tinker Tailor. Hello.
Hi, Erin.
Teaser trailer for the Wheel of Time.
Wheel of Time. I've not even
Yeah.
read the Wheel of Time. I really want to read the Wheel of Time.
It's not a series I'm even going to attempt if the first book is like 1,000 pages nearly. I can't
Let's do
that.
another Wheel of Time-a-thon.
My favourite box shut up today. Nice.
Mm.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure last night on Becca's Bookoplathon sprints, Cody was like they were trying to basically convince Cody and Becca to, after the Hob books, do the Wheel of Time books as like a real. But that's still like a year and a half away, I'm pretty sure.
That means I've got plenty of time to build my collection of books. So.
Just assumed it was a royal sprint because of the accents. I mean, I definitely don't sound like a royal.
Should I talk like this?
I
I'm
mean,
an
I
East
guess
Londoner.
I guess
I'm
I
a-
kind of do.
Yeah, lives closer to that. Yeah, I
think
live
I'm the
close.
closest,
From
but-
Yorkshire, I am the most common northern person in this life.
See,
I am nowhere royal.
yeah. See, I'm from Hampshire, so that kind of I can
Your Majesty.
the royal
Hello.
way.
Just popping in to say hello. Finally got my internet today and I'm in my new place. So all the catch-up TV tonight, popping in to support. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Enjoy
Catherine.
your
That's lovely.
TV. Like a nice relaxing night in front of the TV. Gonna be reading Stefan and Dove tonight on page 228. I'm loving it. Lou makes me lol. Lou is amazing.
She's
The
brilliant.
song she sings is the best. It really isn't too bad to get into. I expected it to be much worse than it is. It's just such a big series and such big books. I don't think I can do
Commitment.
it.
I'm a commitment phobe.
It's very intimidating. I've read the first 2 books of Wheel of Time. I need to start book 3. They've taken me months to read. I'm not surprised with the size of them. Sounds royal to me. I have no idea where anything is there. I mean, I live closer to the royal family, but I don't sound anything like them. Liv sounds like she would live closer. And Lisa lives nowhere near.
It's even my family doesn't have as much of a posh accent as me, and that's because I grew up around horses and a private livery.
Yeah.
Oh, private livery and horses, darling.
Yes.
Oh, I
Very
agree.
much.
Private horses are the best.
Lovely songs. They are amazing.
All of the songs are
Shall
amazing.
we? I'm just looking at the time. Shall we? Because we've been talking for quite a while. Shall we just go in straight away with a 45-minute sprint?
Yes, I will go to get my book to hang on.
Yes,
Hang on.
yes.
I am going to make myself a tea, so I'm going to disappear at the beginning of the sprint because I want to make myself a tea, and then I'm going to be trying to read as much of Once and Future as possible. So let me get that ready.
It works.
I'll wait till Liv.
I need a bookmark.
Go, Livy, go, 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 go.
No one sounds like Liza did it all.
Move your blooming arse.
Dinner was ready sooner than I thought, so can read in this
If you
sprint.
want me to talk like Eliza Doolittle, I can.
Good for 45. Lisa, Catherine has Legendary on her TBR this month, so look out for your thoughts. Legendary was my favourite in the series, just saying.
I'm buddy reading Legendary with Lindsay.
Tea is definitely needed. Kettle just finished boiling. Nice.
Coffee for me, coffee for me.
Lisa,
The panic.
you need to pronounce your E's, your O's, and your vowels.
I don't think so.
I can't find the bookmark, so I'm using Edan.
Hello, perfect timing indeed. We're just about to start the first sprint. So we'll see you in 45.
What I was going to tell you.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, Charlie.
Hola, 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 hola. We have a
1
Charlie.
Hello, Charlie.
Every time I hear that name, I just think of, ow, Charlie, my finger. My finger, Charlie.
So how did you do?
54 pages.
Nice.
I'm loving Legendary so far. Tella is just
I love Tella.
great.
I managed to finish volume 2.
Nice. I read 51 pages.
Ooh.
I think I have literally like 100 and something pages left now. So hopefully can finish it. Where was we? This was just as we started, I think. Bit late, but I don't know what to read, so I'll probably just watch TV for a bit. That's fair. I mean, if you have options, let us know and we can help you decide. Hello, having a huge headache this evening. It's not even funny anymore. Did read a bit of ACOTAR this afternoon though. I hope you feel better soon. Headaches
Rosie,
are
I'll
the
message you about what I think of ACOTAR in a minute.
Back for a walk with the dog and going to the shop. Now I can settle with my book. My mum read 26 pages. Ooh, 73 pages of Loki Where Mischief Lies. The font and spacing is huge, and so are the margins. Nice. 26 pages, 44. Then people saw Charlie. Charlie bit me. Got up to page 63 of Clockwork Prince. Nice.
Ooh.
55 pages of Nevermore.
Yes.
It's wondrous so far. It is amazing.
Love that.
I love that bit.
That's my TBR.
35 pages. It is so good. 15 minutes
I'm
left
almost
of
caught
Law.
up, Lindsay, to our pages.
I really enjoyed Law. I haven't
did.
seen many people like it. A lot of
I'm
people either
confused.
DNF'd it, and I really enjoyed it.
I don't understand why people DNF'd it though. Like,
Yeah.
it's just they're like, oh, it was boring. Nothing happened. I'm like, nothing happened.
A lot happened.
What book were you reading, people?
Listen to my audiobook, Reading in the Next Sprint. Nice. 37 pages of Soulbinder.
I really want to just move on to that.
26 pages of Akasuf and Made Dinner. My dog is fine all evening.
I saw that, miss. That's what I was laughing at earlier.
Hello, Marlene. A bit late, but I'll read The Final Empire in the Next Sprint. Started it yesterday. I hope you are enjoying it. Once and Future was on my self-destruct, and I was saying to Lisa, the first like 80 pages took me hours to read, which if you know me, you know like I'm a pretty quick reader. So that took me far too long. But then I've just like powered through. I think the moment I stopped concentrating on what other people have thought of the book, because I know no one seems to have enjoyed this, the moment I stopped concentrating on that, I started to actually get into it. But I do have some issues with it. It's not going to be a 5-star.
What's it about? I mean, I've heard of Once and Future Witches. I didn't know that.
It is a futuristic Arthurian retelling where Arthur's reincarnation, 42nd reincarnation, is a girl.
Oh, I like that twist. I do.
Yeah, and it's really interesting. I got it because it sounded absolutely incredible. My main issue is it's now making me want to re-watch all of the BBC show Merlin. I've not watched it for years.
I've got that saved to watch later.
Have you
I
seen?
don't have time to watch it.
Have you seen Avalon? Is it Avalon High?
I haven't.
No, I've heard of it though.
If you like that story, watch. It's on Disney Plus. It was a Disney Channel original movie. It's called Avalon High, and
I have heard of it.
And it's basically a retelling of Arthur.
Why are you giving me things to watch? Well, is it on Netflix
Disney
Prime?
Plus.
Disney Plus. I've got
Merlin is
Netflix.
on Netflix, I think.
Yeah, it's on my watch list is exponentially long, as well as every other list that I possibly got in my.
See-
But I binge watch a certain amount of episodes of series, and I just stopped watching halfway through. I've got a half finished series like on my Netflix and Prime.
I watched Merlin when it was actually originally on TV. Me and my mum watched it. And then when it first got put onto Netflix years ago, I rewatched it and I want to rewatch it again, especially since as the beginning of last year, before lockdown, when me and Liv went to Comic-Con, I got a picture with 2 of the nights. And it made me want to watch it, but then I never.
Just looking through what I've got. I've got Vampire Academy, the film saved to rewatch.
289 finished Tommy. Should I read Legendborn, 5 Feet Apart, or You? I haven't read any of them, but I'm going to say Legendborn. That's the only one that's actually on my TBR.
I have got Legendborn on my shelf, just not my TBR. However, I'm curious to what you think of You, because Becca really likes You, like Becca the books.
Yeah, my mum didn't really enjoy the book.
But it's kind of got a stalker. Well, it's got a stalker trope. So if you don't like stalker tropes,
Yeah.
you probably won't like that book. Well, you definitely won't like that book.
No idea how many pages of Serpent and Dove, but on 280 and at 54%. Also forgot I had tea brewing and left it to steep for 35 minutes before I remembered it. Oh no. Oh, no. I had my tea. I drank it. I made it and drank it. 25 pages, finished one book and started another, 18 pages of one and 7 of the other, but also had to go get my charger, so I got distracted. Really like it, especially the feminist messages that are coming through. We love that behaviour. There was a scene in Queen of Rain Darkness I read and cried again.
Don't. I think I'm getting oh, you're at the end of the book, but there's going to be a scene that I think is coming up in this book, and I'm not ready for it.
I think I know what scene it is, and if so, yeah, you've just got to power through that scene. The guy who played
Power through it, you'll be fine.
He was. Oh, if he was to get announced for a Comic-Con that I'm going to, I would be so happy. So happy.
I would go to so many Comic-Cons if I lived closer to London, but it's just like the travel and accommodation down there. It's ridiculous.
I'm gonna be slowing down the amount of photos that I get. I know I never got nearly as much as you, Becca, but I am gonna slow down the amount of photos.
Are you calling her out there?
No,
call me out like that.
All I'm saying is that I had about 2 or 3 a day. Becca had about 6.
Exposed.
There was one, I think it was 2018. I had 7 photo shoots on the Saturday. I had 2 on the Friday, 7 on the Saturday, and 6 on the Sunday. That was just photo shoots. That wasn't including sign-ins and other stuff that I wanted to do.
Is it paid for in addition to? How much
photo shoots?
I don't know. But you pay for them throughout the year, so you don't think about it.
And
what's this you pay for throughout the year? How? What?
The photo shoots. So you book your photo shoots in advance. So you buy your entry ticket. That's one thing completely separate. And then for the photo shoots, they get announced throughout the year, and you can just buy them whenever you want. But obviously, the bigger names sell out quickly. So yeah.
I'll need to keep a lookout for this.
Yes, so I'm going to not do as many photos, but there are a couple of people that if they were to ever get announced, I would sell my soul for.
I never finished Merlin. I think I got to the 3rd or 4th season and got sidetracked. No, watch it. It's so good. Granted, the later series weren't as good, but they were still good. I do that, Lisa. I can't remember what that was about.
Get halfway through the series and stop watching.
Yeah.
Oh, I do that all the time.
My BookTube watch later is now longer than my Netflix queue. I don't think I'll ever see the end of that either.
My YouTube watch later. Should we have a gander while you have a look through your comments?
Mine is not actually that bad. I've been keeping up with it pretty okay. Legend Born but not read it. You is very sexy into that mood though. How many is it?
4 digits long.
It's in the thousands. Your watch later is in the thousands. How do you cope with that?
1,302
I would literally go and have to delete the older ones and be like, no, that's clearly not happening.
But I feel bad though because I'm subscribed. So we see what the oldest one is.
While talking about Netflix, everyone needs to watch Dirk Gently, best show ever now. Enough recognition. Not enough recognition. I'm pretty sure my nephew told me to watch that and I just didn't because who watches shows? I just add them to my watch later.
I'll tell you a TV show that I cannot get enough of, and I think I'm on like my 7th rewatch.
Is it Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's just so good.
I've literally not known you that long, and I knew that was coming out of your mouth right there.
I'm already on I've finished season 1, and I now need to.
I've never watched the first season like once. To be fair, looking at my
it's so good.
Looking at my oldest to watch one, it's only going back to February 2021. It's Beth from Book's Nest. So it doesn't go back that far, but it's Let's Talk About Sex and Literature. So I really want to watch that. 10 months, not 10 months later, like 6 months later. But it's fine. Beth preserves my watch time.
When I picked this up and I opened the front page, I forgot that
it's got doodles.
Signed.
Oh.
Are you rubbing that in my face?
No, I think all
Becca's getting exposed. I'm getting things rubbed in my face. Do you want to hurt me more, please?
I think all of my Alice books are signed.
I Was Born for This is signed. My Heartstopper Volume 4 is signed. I think volumes 1 and 2 is signed as well. I'm not sure about 3.
I've got exactly 0 copies of any book signed, thank you. So I win.
It's 3 that's signed. I don't think volume 4 is signed. Did I order the signed edition? I can't remember.
I think you ordered the signed. I didn't order the signed because I was going to wait for
an event. So my Heartstoppers are signed.
My volume 4's not signed, but my Solitaire is, and my I Was Born for This. But I don't have Radio Silence. I just bought Radio Silence a couple of months ago, so I don't have that one signed either. So actually, not all of my Alice's are signed. You're fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I read the book You a few years ago and loved it. Yeah, it is a very hit and miss book, I think.
Now that we've been talking about series, you've got me thinking about a series that I was really liking. It's about a girl that has a sword and she fights people, and it's really annoying me now that I can't remember what it's called.
Can't wait to finish Cassandra Clare More Instruments and get to the other series. They sound so much better. The More Instruments is probably my least favourite, but I think because those original characters...
I've never actually reread The Mortal Instruments. I've never reread them.
I'm currently on my 3rd reread of the whole series.
I'm currently on mine 0.
I think
I really love them. I don't know if you can tell.
What I'm going to have to do is read. We're going to have to read like this one this month, and then I'm going to have to read Tales of the Shadowhunter Market and then Chain of Iron really quickly by the end of this year.
I reckon you'll get through Chain of Iron really quickly because you had no issues with Chain of Gold. You really enjoyed it because you prefer the ones that are set in the historical side. So
I prefer historical, and I also prefer the plot lines of that. The last hours.
I'm feeling like if I'm gonna get these, I'm wanting the hardbacks. I'm really wanting to get the paperbacks, but
I don't think you can get hardbacks of Mortal Instruments. I can't find them anywhere because it's the only series now out of all of them that I don't have in hardback. I don't think they was ever printed in hardback in the UK.
You could get them on Blackwell's, I think, but it's like £80.
Ouch.
Because I Googled it.
It is. Old Merlin always made me laugh so much. I love Merlin. So tempted to reread More Instruments. I read and reread them years ago. maybe hold off a little while on the reread.
Stop getting ahead of yourself, people.
Because there may be a thing, and that's all I'm saying.
Maybe.
There may
Maybe,
be
possibly,
a thing.
probably, almost, definitely, possibly going to be.
Just hold off a few months.
Just a little while longer.
Oh, I had a signed Lord of Shadows, I'm guessing, but it got stolen and I'm still yet to rebuy it. I'm so sad for you.
So many of my books got stolen when I was burgled a few years ago. And I'm gutted, like half of my book collection at the time had gone. A lot of books that from an author we do not discuss got stolen, so that was good. I didn't have to get rid of them. Didn't have to unhaul them. It was like they saw the future, knew I wouldn't want them, and it was like.
I'm so happy as my first book sleeve come today, and it's very autumnal, and I was able to get The Beautiful by Renee Adid. Yeah, I can't remember her last name, in hardback. It's so hard getting that now. I was lucky enough to get that in Fairy Loot, and I've managed to get the second book, and I've pre-ordered the third book from Fairy Loot as well. But they are really hard to get hold of in hardback, so nicely done.
I've not ordered any of them simply because I think I have been put off her writing. Just because I tried reading Flame in the Mist like 5 times. When I first started back on BookTube, when I first signed up to Fairy Loot, I think Flame in the Mist that came out last year. Was that last year?
Oh, that was.
Or was it a few years ago?
I'm pretty sure that weren't that her series before. Oh no, I'm thinking of Wrath and the Dawn. That was her series, or is that the same series? I don't know. I've only read The Beautiful. I still need to read The Damned.
The Flame in the Mist is just so difficult to get into, and I was just like. Maybe I'm not a fan of a writing style. I've still got a bookmark in it.
I really enjoyed The Beautiful.
On my shelves.
But I know a lot of people weren't a massive fan of it.
Mm.
That sounds exciting. I think when I read the Mortal Instruments, I'll do it by publication order. I have a very specific order, so I would probably go by publication order just for ease for people, even though it's going to hurt. If there's a thing, should I stop reading Mortal Instruments? Maybe.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, ooh, I see the Mortal Instruments City of Bones on here.
Where's the cheapest place to get all Cassandra Clare series? The Works do the Mortal Instruments and Infernal Devices, and I think they might be doing the Dark Art of Vices now. You probably won't be able to get the Last Hours series or the Eldest Curses series because they're not completed yet, so I don't think they've got box set. They won't have box sets of them because those trilogies aren't completed yet. And I don't know about the short story collections, the Works. But
the
yeah,
short
the
story
Works
collections you can get off Amazon. I've had a look at that. They're the only place I can find them as a box set.
Oh, can you get them as boxes? Also check out Books to Door. I'm gonna put this in the chat because these sites are amazing. Sometimes they're out of stock. I think this is the right one. Those two that I've just posted, I think that second one is correct. It's something, that one is a really good one. There's also another one. Hang a sec. I know all the best sites for cheap books. they're really good ones. Where was I before? Oh wait. I'm starting to reread this month, or at least I was until Becca's comment about holding off. Hold off, Tony. Hold off.
Hold on.
Hold off on the reread.
Hold on.
I read the first Mortal Instrument years ago and meant to continue as I bought the box set. Excited to hear there may be something. ... Not 100% sure they'll do them. Yeah, the Works won't have them all, but they'll at least have the Mortal Instruments and Infernal Devices. I'll have a look. A few books I want to order from the Works. I may have to sort out an order. Yes. I read Cassie Clare's books in a specific order as well. See, most people do tend to go for publication order, which probably is the best way, but I have a very specific, I read the first 5 Mortal Instruments, then the 3 Infernal Devices, then the final Mortal Instruments, and then there's another order for the rest of them. The rest of them is kind of publication order, but it's just that first one. But publication order is probably the best way to do it. Got my Mortal Instruments set off eBay for so cheap. I'd recommend checking on there too. Yeah, you can find some really good ones. Why is my watch going? Okay. It was like beeping at me, but silently.
You know how I couldn't find that series that I wanted to talk about a girl with a sword? I literally typed in Google, girl who has a sword and fights people.
Did you find it though? What is it?
It's called Cursed. It's a series
I've heard
on
of that.
Netflix. I really enjoyed the first series. I'm waiting for the second season to come out. But it was bugging me that I couldn't remember what it was called. And I literally just Googled. I love Google. It's bloody brilliant.
eBay and new and used section on Amazon for cheap secondhand. Yeah, I love a good eBay find. Have a look and shop around.
I don't like buying secondhand. I'm really picky.
But you have a look on Depop as well. I'm finding a lot more bookish stuff on Depop as well.
Yeah.
That's quite good.
Haven't been reading lately, but I joined Becky's Bookopoly and now I'm reading 5 books this month. Started listening to The Maze Runner on my way to and from school and already finished Tommy. Nice. Did you hear that Netflix had the rights to Narnia? I hope we get a Narnia series. Not to be that person, but I wasn't a fan of the books.
I've never read the books. I've seen the films and I pass.
I mean,
I watched the first
Prince
one.
Caspian was good. The movie.
Yeah.
Not for
I
Ben
watched
Barnes.
the first one, but I've never watched the other ones.
Watch. You need to just for Ben Barnes. Books for People is doing more instruments. Books for 15. There we go.
My 4G is going, so I'm gonna have to leave and come back because you're all crackly, and it's definitely my end. So give me like 5 minutes.
Okay. Hello, you are not late. We have only done one sprint. We're going to be going again in a minute, so you are not late. I think Ben Barnes was good. Yes, Ben Barnes was very good.
Ben Barnes is the god.
Love Ben Barnes. Recently did a buddy read of the Narnia books. Yeah, I read them when I was a kid and I wasn't a fan. And then I didn't like the movies that they did, really. Like, they were pretty rubbish. So I don't really have any hopes for anything. I feel like maybe Narnia just isn't for me.
See, I've never read the books. I just watched the films and I was just like, they're all right. And everyone's like, oh my God, it's amazing. And I'm just like, It had a CGI animal in it, and I liked the fact it had a CGI lion. That was a good CGI lion. That was the best bit. I can't remember anything else.
I remember bits and pieces, but that's about it. How did I know that comment would lead to a Ben Barnes conversation?
It's inevitable.
It's Ben Barnes. Like, Ben Barnes.
I am inevitable. He sat over there like this. He's like, I am inevitable.
I am still gutted that I never got that photo shoot with Ben Barnes in 2019. My friend did, and I still kind of regret.
It could have been Mrs. Ben Barnes by now. Becca Barnes.
I just got home from a nail appointment and have 11 books to read in 6 hours. 6 hours?
How long are these books? Are these books like 10 pages long? Because you can do that.
Might rewatch Dorian Gray because like there's moments we don't talk about. I quite enjoyed the film and I read the book this year and I was just like, I think I'm going to stick to the film.
I've never seen the film.
It's got Ben Barnes in it. Watch it.
I assumed that might be the reason why you like it.
To be fair, when I watched it years ago, I didn't really know who Ben Barnes was. So that was kind of the start.
Now you do.
We're gonna just swap his back.
So the reason why you started going crackly is because my phone started overheating.
Oh no. Oops.
So you've got a fan on you currently, and I'm holding you by my hand. I've taken the casing off, like trying to give it like a cool. But Books to Door currently have the 10-book Mortal Instruments, so 6 Mortal Instruments, the 3 Infernal Devices, and the Shadowhunter Codex for £21 for 10 books.
That is amazing.
That is Shemaine balls.
So I would, if you're looking to get the Mortal Instruments and the Infernal Devices and the Shadowhunter Codex for £21 for 10 books, it's on Book to Doors.
That is a really good deal.
That is a good deal.
I was going to say, during this next sprint, because I was going to say, I'm just going to look at the comments here and then we'll go and do another sprint. Do you want to leave the stream and give your phone time to like cool down a bit and then join at the end of the sprint?
Yeah, I think I'll probably like leave it for like the sprint, set myself a timer and come back sort of like 5 minutes to the end.
Yeah.
Give my phone some time. The reason why I'm on my 4G is because the for people who don't know, because you know they haven't heard anything, is the BT around me, the Wi-Fi is being really patchy. Like my iPad, it won't connect at all. I tried to have a look at Books to Doors on the internet and it's not happening. So it's definitely a phone thing. But I think on the next sprint I'm going to read one of my other graphic novels that I want to read, because I am 1 book away from hitting 40 books for the year.
Ooh,
and I want to hit that.
Okay, that's fair.
Because then I'm only 10
I'm
books
going to sit
away
and eat
from
my
hitting
sweets in
my
delivery while I listen
unofficial
to Legendary.
Olivia goal.
Right, let's
I'm gonna
quickly
take another
go
mantra.
through these. Definitely going to be renewing some of them. Yeah, I don't think you're going to manage those 11 books in 6 hours. Him again, or maybe like, me please. It's Dorian Gray. Finished Dorian Gray last night, so I'm going to watch a film tonight. I hope you love it.
Ooh.
That's amazing. Things on Books to Door. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's go for another 45.
Yes.
And see you then.
See you
I'm
later.
gonna disappear. Let me do a vanishing act.
Hello. We have a live back.
We have a live back. And I think I've lost my heart's just dropped out on my backside.
Oh dear. What can you read and legendary?
How did you both do?
So I'm picked up Ruby Volume 2, which is like an anthology manga, and I managed to read 122 pages.
Nice.
I was listening to the audiobook, I was just enthralled, and I've lost my place on my ebook.
Got that much left.
Nice. I managed 57 pages, which means I've got less than 50 pages left now.
50 pages. Jesus, I've caught up with my buddy read, but I want to keep going. What the?
So I saw this just as we went on the sprint. Why did you give us these book recs? All I want to do now is buy book series, and I'm on a book buy and ban.
Do it, Erin. Do it.
Just buy them. We're bad influences. And then here's a survey. I did the 7 Deadly Sins tag. One of the questions is about the most expensive book you have. Would you answer that?
I would.
Oh, that's anyone reading in the chat. Yeah, I don't know. I know what one's worth the most.
I know what cost me the most.
I think the thing is that with books, everything is relative. Like, take the Fairy Loot books, for example. You can sell those books for an extortionate amount for like the first 2 weeks. Everybody who wants them hikes the price up. And then 6 months down the line, they're going for like £10 each. It's kind of, it's all relative. So that there might be a book, I might turn around and say my most expensive book is my set of the Infernal Devices from Illumicrate. But then 6 months down the line, that might change completely, and it might be, you know, my Litjoy Chain of Iron. You just don't know.
The one that I paid the most money for would be probably either my illustrated edition of, I think it's The Hobbit, which I paid over 20 quid for, or any of my individual Fairy Loot ones that I've paid 20 quid for.
I know what book is worth the most, and that's my Rune edition of Lady Midnight, which I love being able to say because I finally own it now. Finish Law, be going to bed and watching Good Girls now while I thirst over Rio. Good night, and thank you. I mean, you've probably gone by now, but thank you for joining.
Enjoy, Jeff.
Finish the Kingdom. What did you think?
I've never read that. I've written it down.
Hello, Chloe. I hope
Chloe.
studying is, I mean, it's not going to be good, but I hope it's going okay.
I hope it's going.
Yeah.
I hope it's moving forward.
32 pages. Read 27 pages. Got very distracted. Read 26 pages of I Heart Hollywood by Lindsay Kelk.
I still need to read that.
36 pages of The Final Empire, 57 pages of Nevermore. Past page 700 and it's all happening. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I can't wait to read these books.
I'm pretty sure I know what is happening at that point in the book as well. 54 pages for me. So close to finishing my book. So I think I read 43 pages of Serpent and Dove and found 6 book series I want so far off those websites. I want to say sorry, but I'm not. I'm sorry for your bank account, but I'm not sorry for the happiness it's going to bring you. 37 pages, up to page 182. Good night.
Good night, Sharon.
Thank you. No clue how many pages of Set Fire to the Gods I listened to because my boyfriend called me. How rude of him. Also, I love Set Fire to the Gods. I'm so excited. I have pre-ordered the sequel, which comes out this month. It was one of my favourite books of last year. I love Sarah Rash's books. And when I found out she was doing a new series, I was like, I need it. And then last year at Home Yalk, I won the ARC for it. and I devoured it. And I'm so excited for the sequel.
Oh, I need to find out when Bright comes out.
When what?
Bright is the sequel to Shine by Jessica Jung, which is.
Oh, I thought that was a standalone.
No, it's a trilogy.
Ah.
So Bright, I think is coming out end of this year, but I can't remember if it's out already. I haven't seen anything on any of social media, like the publisher's social media, and I think it probably would be like publicized. But yeah, I need to have a look.
I think I'm going to either start Chloe Brown, Ariadne, or Cersei. I'm going to say Chloe Brown because it's the only one I've read, and it's really
Cersei's very slice of life, but make it Greek mythology. But Chloe Brown is
hilarious. I love Chloe.
I need to get the Brown trilogy.
You do?
No, you don't, because Santa might bring it for you.
You don't, but you need to read it when Santa brings.
It's fine. Santa may be bringing Becca the Vampire Academy, because Santa keeps going on about how much she needs to read the books.
I don't have an electric fire, actually. This is not fair.
You've not read the Vampire Academy. You need to read the Vampire Academy. Everyone needs to read the Vampire Academy.
I'm adding it to my list of Vampire Academy.
My book kept talking about it being winter and cold, and I just want to sit by my electric fire and drink hot chocolate. Oh, yes. Good night. Loved it. Oh, so glad you loved it. I think I gave that 4 stars. Problem I've got is both my bookcases are full of unread books. I've got 200 plus books unread on my Kindle, and my fiance will literally hate me if I start trying to put books anywhere else. I stopped updating my book spreadsheet because I didn't want to know the numbers, but I'm definitely over 700 books.
Pretty books.
And I don't know how many of those are unread.
Do you know what I'm
Luckily,
really excited for?
I don't have a fiance to judge me.
I'm all alone.
Do you know what I'm really excited for?
Yeah.
Because I'm back into the office full time, and I'm now double vaccinated, which means I won't need to self-isolate if I come into contact. The only time I'll need to stay at home and work is if I actually contract COVID. I'm this close to getting rid of my desk and actually getting a bookshelf.
Yes.
Because I don't have any bookshelves at the moment. I have like book storage. I have it in my cupboards and at the top of my wardrobe. But I want an actual bookshelf that I can actually show all my books on. There's going to be like a Sarah J. Maas shelf, a Sandra Clare shelf. So many shelves. There's going to be a whole Rochelle Mead shelf because of Vampire Academy, Bloodlines. It's going to be a Crave shelf.
Tony's adding Vampire Academy to her list. Starting Vampire Academy this month. I'm very excited.
Give me
book recommendation.
Message me like all the information when you read it, because no one that I know has read the Vampire Academy. Anyone who has read Vampire Academy and loves Vampire Academy, please just message me, because Becca's not reading it.
I don't have them in my defence. Can we just say that? In my defence, I do not have them. And I've told you, when I do have them, I will read them.
That's not good enough. You need to read them.
Right, book recommendation. Karen Lynch's Relentless series. First 3, especially Relentless, Refuge and Rogue. Let me take a picture of that. And I will look that up. Thank you. My Goodreads has all the books I own, physical and Kindle, in my want to read, so I only know mine because of that, and it's over 300. Mine is not up to date enough, and my want to read has books that I don't necessarily own.
Same.
I need to sort out the shelf. So there's a want to read, don't own shelf, and a want to read, do own shelf. But that's too much work. I could be reading one of those want to read own shelved
I
books?
need to update my spreadsheet because I haven't updated my spreadsheet in months. I need to like literally delete it and start again because I just.
Good night.
Night, Rosie.
I hope your headache goes. Yeah, drives him nuts. I'm spending money and not reading the book straight away. I mean, buying and collecting books and reading books are two very different
It's
things.
a hobby. You're a hobbyist. Let them. That's hobby, not hobbit. But let them be a hobby.
There are 6 books in the series, and then there is a spin-off series as well, which is just as good, called Bloodlines.
And the spin-off.
Oh, I fell asleep. My headache's still terrible.
Oh. I was voice noting you and Liam about ACOWAR, and then went on Twitter, and then I tried to voice note Rosie on Twitter. And I was like, why can I not voice note? I was like, I'm so sorry. I was trying to voice note you, and I can't voice note on Twitter. I had to type my whole message out, like freaking out about ACOWAR.
I did see that you had sent a voice note. I've not listened to anything today.
You need to keep me updated as well, because I love that.
I forget I will voice note you too.
Put your voice notes for ACOWAR into our group chat.
Oh, I shall.
Work smarter, not harder.
I'm still super excited about what the frick happened, so I could talk about it all day.
On Goodreads, I have owned TBR and want to read for books on my wish list. I need to get. Yeah, that's the smart thing to do, but I don't have the mental capacity to fix that so that mine's like that, because it is going to be a huge job.
See, I don't have a want to read. I have a want to read on Goodreads, but I don't. Oh my god!
1,459. I mean,
You're
at least you don't own all of them. But I feel that. I don't know how many mine is. I think I went through and started deleting some that I'm not bothered about anymore, because I thought that's
have
one
the whole
step
series
sorting
of
it out.
what's it called? Something of Shannara.
Shannara Chronicles.
Shannara
Is it
Chronicles.
Yeah.
Because I started watching the series and I was like, ooh, I like it. And then someone was like, they are also books. And I was like, ooh, I like it. And then I just added them to my wish list and added it to my Goodreads. I never purchased them.
See, my want to read currently has 295 books on, because I've been trying to like delete. So I'm going to use the House of Night series as an example. I've only read the first book, and I had the whole series on my want to read. So I've taken off books 3 onwards and just kept book 2, because that's the next book I need to read. But I'm trying to do that and also delete the ones that I'm not bothered about, because I added loads years ago, and reading the synopsis now, I'm like, I'm not going to read that. So I'm trying to like cull the list.
I'm going to look at my Goodreads now.
Hello, Jamie. Hope you're doing well. We're taking out fitted wardrobes at the moment, so having no time for reading at the moment. Oh no!
Audio book it, Jimmy. Audio book it.
I hope the fitted wardrobe removal is going well, and that you can get some reading in soon.
If in doubt, audio book it out. Yeah.
Reading the last book of Vampire Academy this month, and I really want to buy the series. I've been reading them through the library.
Do it, Nikki.
Do it.
Do it.
Just do it over a few months, Becca. That's what I did. Yeah, I'm thinking if I slowly go through getting rid of the ones that I'm not bothered about anymore, and then I can slowly start to separate them into owned want to read and don't own want to read. But it's going to be a slow process, because I need to log all of the physical books I own.
I have 347 books on my want to read, and I probably own half of them. Because I went through a phase of adding every single indie book back in 2016. Ooh, my want to read goes back to September 2016, that I added loads of books from any indie author that was like, read my book, when they message you on Twitter when you're like, give me book Rex. So they're like, oh, this is a good book. So I added it to my want to read and then never looked at it again. Yay.
Have a want to read shelf which other books I'm interested in, but physical TBR shelf of book I own, a digital TBR shelf, and also a pre-2020 shelf. That's what I need to do, a Kindle TBR shelf, because I always forget I own Kindle books. I don't know how many I have.
My Kindle TBR in Resound's Wings.
See, I'm using that tin for its intended purpose. I have tea in it. I have blueberry muffin
its intended
tea.
purpose is Kindle book list, even.
Blueberry muffin tea, though.
Oh.
It's perfect for that colour tin.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
I was like, when I saw the tin, I was like, I need to put this tea in there, because I hadn't opened the tea at that time. It was still closed. But yeah.
Do you drink tea, though? That's the question.
I do. I love tea. Going to read all Sunday and hope to get Jasmine Throne finished then. Any sprints happening then? I'm undecided yet whether I'm going to do some sprints on Sunday, just because obviously if I do, it'll be during the day like we've been doing throughout August. But I'm just thinking, because we've got the Scythe-a-long live show on Sunday evening, so I might do some sprints Sunday during the day. I'm not sure yet, but I'll post on Twitter if I am. We'll see.
I may also just be inviting myself to these.
You'll be on there.
Sorry, I got distracted. The works have got the Graceling series back for £3 for £5.
Oh, nice.
So I've just added them to my basket, and I'm
reading Bitter Blue this month as part of my TBR. How pretty they're, though.
That is pretty.
They are gorgeous, and I'm just
gorgeous.
I need them in my life. So
my Dark Academia book is The Ravens as well. I want to read that.
Just checked, my exact number is 312. That's not too bad.
Not too shabby.
Only like 60 a Kindle, so I have over 200 unread physical books. Well, if it makes you feel better, I've definitely got more than 200 unread physical books. I hope that makes you feel better.
I don't even own 200 books, I don't think. Well, I might do now that I've gone through a buying binge the last couple of months, but I didn't last time I checked.
I definitely have a lot. Kindle books don't count. Yeah, out of sight, out of mind.
Jamie, I love you.
Out of mind. It's annoying though, because whenever I do readathons, I'm like, oh yeah, this book, and holding up books, and then as I get halfway through the month, I'm like, oh, do you know what book would have really worked for that? That book that's on my Kindle.
I literally went out and bought, because I need to message both of you about this. So I'm doing a thing, so I message people about a thing. I wrote down all the books, purchased them
for the thing.
And I've still not done any of the thing yet. I'm halfway through one video of the thing, but I've still got a list of books that I need to purchase. But I want them physically. I'm like, oh, Kindle could have done. Both its wish list.
I only have 30 unread books on my shelf. I always make it a priority to read my physical books and don't have that many in general. I wish I only had 30. I don't know how many physical books I own. There's at least 100. I should count them.
Maybe not.
I try and do at least one Kindle book a month, so I'm slowly getting through them. I should do that.
So I've just been on the works, and I've looked at the teen section to see if there are any more books that I liked on the 3 for 5. The Bridgerton series is in the teen section. That is not teen. That is adult romance.
Are you shocked? Waterstones tends to put Nevernight in the teen section.
I mean, I don't know Jay Kristoff all that well, but based on his current release that is coming out, I can't imagine, and the way that he acts on Twitter and Instagram, I cannot in any way, shape or form imagine that he is anything other than adult in all his content.
I mean, to be fair, his 2 series that he writes with Amy Kaufman, like the Illuminae Files and the Aurora Cycle, they're YA. And I'm pretty sure his sci-fi series, like the Deviate, Lifelike, True Like, whatever they're called, I don't know what the series is called. I'm pretty sure they are YA, but his Nevernight series and then obviously Empire of the Vampire are most definitely not YA. And yeah, but he cracks me up when he's like
YA at all. I don't know how anyone who was not an adult can follow him.
112 physical books, and I've read 8 books. Shall we do one more 45-minute sprint? Just
Yeah.
because I really want to finish this. Because then I'll feel accomplished that I finished the book that I didn't want to read
I'm going
this
to
month.
continue with Ship of Destiny.
I'm going to order the Gracelings trilogy for $7.99, including shipping to my house. And I think I don't know. I think I'm going to finish this, but I might also go have a shower before it gets too late.
Oh yeah. Why don't you go have a shower, and then when you get back, you might have time to read a little bit of that before the end of the sprint.
Yeah, I'm going to order the books first though, because books
Priorities.
Exactly.
And they have PayPal checkout, which makes it so much easier.
I am gonna put
It's
a little
dangerous.
thing so that people know it's the last sprint as well. See you all in 45.
See you later.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yo.
How did you do?
I managed to order the book, have a shower. I'm now clean. And finish my manga.
Nice.
45 pages.
Nice. I finished.
Did you like it?
It got 4-star on Corepile.
Woo.
And I have added the sequel to my wish list because I am gonna finish the duology. Because I'm intrigued. The way it's ended, I'm like, I need to know. Like, I need to know. I can see Liv's frozen.
I just realised that, and I was like, she's very intently listening to you right now.
Am I back?
Your voice is back.
Because you froze just then.
Oh. Let me try.
I think that's more me.
Yeah, because it did this earlier. Let's see if that works. It might not. Determined to finish this book tonight.
Good luck.
Lou and Reed are having a weird moment after she's killed 2 guys and they're about to have a horny thing next to the bodies.
Read the next bit, read the next bit.
Finish.
Well done, Elle.
Well done. Oh, these were older comments. Glad you guys are still on. I'll read for the remaining 30 minutes. Okay, I think I've just done my favourite quote from Serpent and Dove so far. Would you, O brave and virtuous chasser, stick your tongue down my throat and your hands up my skirt? I literally, Lou is the best. I love Lou.
I love it so much.
You have
Molly.
probably gone, but thank you for joining. Oh, I think Liv might be back. But thank you for joining if you are still here. We're 21 pages. We're going to jump off now as we're going to play a little Pokemon and crash for the night. Yay! I haven't played Pokemon today or yesterday. I might play it a little bit before bed, maybe. Lisa must be really into her book. We both saw this comment and was laughing at it. All we can see is the top of her head and she hasn't moved. You were literally like this the whole sprint.
It was a gripping part. Really great. It was just like, because I was listening and reading them along, so I was like, fuck.
30 pages for Helen. No, god damn it, part 3. Seriously, I don't think I'm going to bed tonight.
Read it.
I ended up starting Serpent and Dove, reading a little bit of it, and then I ended up devouring the rest of it on Christmas Day. My parents were both in a food coma, and usually I have a food coma on Christmas Day too and fall asleep on the dog's bed with them. But I got so in. I was laying on the floor because, like, you know, when you eat a lot, you have to lay a certain way. I was laying on the floor reading, and I just, like, the book made me bypass my food coma completely because I physically could not put the book down.
I read it once
the way through.
I was literally like, oh my god, no!
So good. Read 17 pages and I'm now caught up with the buddy read pages. Read 110 pages in total over the sprints. Then carried on with my diamond art. Almost finished it now. Nice. Mind is blown. 87 pages of Set Fire to the Gods, and I'm finally starting to enjoy the book. 60% into it. Oh, I'm sad it took that long for you to get into it. I was like hooked on it from like the first chapter. Got almost 200 pages into my book during these sprints. Thanks for doing them. You are very welcome. Thank you for joining, and I'm glad you made such amazing progress. Read a few pages of Chloe Brown, and I like it so far. I've only read Chloe Brown and Danny Brown, but so far I prefer Chloe. I don't know how I'm going to feel about Eve when I read Eve, but I feel like because of how Danny Brown made me feel, I feel like I'm not in the right headspace to read that sort of book, so I'm not going to read Eve Brown yet because I don't want that to, like, spoil my reading experience of it. So I am going to hold off on reading Act Your Age, Eve Brown.
That's why I paused reading Blood and Honey, because I started slumping when I first started reading it, and I was like, I'm going to not enjoy reading it if I
Yeah.
if I continue reading this book. So I didn't.
I read Eve first because it was part of the contemporary book club pick, and then I went back and read Chloe, and then read Danny.
To be fair, they can be read as standalones, but obviously you will spoilers. But because it's contemporary romance, you kind of know how it's going to end anyway, so it's not too much of a spoiler. This book is hurting me. Ugh.
Am I
Feel free.
just going to have a whole world of pain?
I mean, you're reading Hob.
True. True, and I went to just have to stop myself from crying. Like, I was like,
Is that
I'm
why
not
your
going to cry.
head's down? Is that why your head's down?
I was like, I'm not going to cry as Sprint again. I'm not going to cry as Sprint again. I'm not going to cry as Sprint again.
When I was reading Monsters of Men last month, I read the end of it on Sprints, and I had to turn my camera off because I needed to cry. Because the ending broke me. But
I'm not going to be that bitch that cries on every single sprint because it's going to be...
Lauren, feel free to message me if you need to have feelings about the book. Like, feel free to message me. But I'm really happy that I actually ended up enjoying it. This was the one book I didn't think I would like this month. And the fact that I ended up liking it enough to give it 4 stars and want to read the sequel, I'm very happy. And it was my first book from my self-destruct video I did like 4 months ago. It's the first one I've read in 4 months.
Well, I have completed my novice pass.
Yay!
Because I read 2 books.
Anything now is just a bonus.
Exactly. So,
And I've read a big fat 0.
This isn't even for my magical readathon. This was for Bookoplathon because I pulled it on the chance card.
Hang on, let me just double check that I have actually read 2 of my novice pass books. Give me 1 second.
I'm not normally a crier, but I do rage. Oh, I rage read
This is
books.
still
as
part
well.
of my August reads.
Oh, no.
But I think looking at my top 10, can we just appreciate the readage that I did last month? I did. Wait till it comes up.
So no, I haven't.
8,098 pages last month, and so far this year, since I've started collating all my books, I've read 47,895 pages.
Ooh, I want to know how many I've read. I know I read 7,444 pages in August. For some reason, that number has stuck in my brain, but I don't know how many I've read in total for the year.
I lied. I haven't passed the novice path.
Oh no!
I can't fit the manga into one of the magical readathon prompts.
No.
I read this volume 2 for monsters because the world has beasts called Grimm. So I read it for the monsters prompt for the Bookopoly, but I can't find it. I can't do anything with it.
But at least you're 2 prompts down. That's still a good thing.
2 out of the 10 prompts down. I'm kind of like...
Do you want to know how many pages I've read in total this year?
Yes.
Go on then.
51,635.
Ooh, nice.
You're beating me. I'm going to catch you. Where are you? You're there.
That's a lot of pages. I've read 135 books and I've DNF'd 4 books. I'm proud of myself for DNFing though, because I mean, Liv knows I would not DNF books, but now I'm just like, if I'm not liking it, it's going. The only reason I forced myself through this was because I knew that part of the reason I wasn't enjoying it was because I was concentrating on what other people have thought about it. And as soon as I stopped thinking that, I started enjoying it. So
I've DNF'd 7 books. It says I've read 120 books this year, so there's some that I haven't added on to Goodreads yet, and I don't know where they are.
I am worried for this book. If the emotion is too high in it, like if it's too emotional, with the amount of stars the other 2 books got, being a 3-star and a low 4-star, I could end up DNFing it if the action doesn't pick up.
if you have to DNF it, I'm happy to just tell you what happens in it that you need to know to continue the other books. But I
That would
hope
be really
you don't
helpful.
DNF it.
I'm going to give it to about 200 pages and see how I feel after the 200 pages.
I feel like you need to get basically the point I'm up on it, which is 236, page 236, I think.
So.
That it's after that that the action-y bits that I can't talk about happen, and like even if you have to skip to that part, and I'll fill in the gaps, and then you skip to that part and just read that part onwards. If you have to do that, because that's where it starts happening.
See
But yes,
how it
Lauren,
goes. See how it goes.
Please DM me, Lauren. I got absolutely betrayed by the end of the third book in the Black Magician trilogy, and the distrust was real throughout reading The Magician's Apprentice. That's fair. Yeah. Lauren is reading Queen of Her Own Darkness. That is a lot of pages. I think that was to Lisa's page count.
Do you know that list of books and stuff that I wrote down the other day?
Yeah.
I've lost it.
Oh no.
Everything just froze for a second there. So I think I missed a few comments.
It was just, Lauren, what you're reading. That's a lot of pages. Oh no, that's annoying, Liv. To you not being able to fit it into your magical readathon. And then persevere, Liv.
Persevere.
I don't know.
Time to start the day here in Australia. Thanks for the fun. Thanks for joining. Enjoy your day. I have already DM'd you. I will be reading that when we come off sprints. But on that note, it is gone 11 now, so we are going to say goodbye and thank you for joining us, and well done on all the productivity and reading we all got done tonight. I'm so happy. Round of applause for us. But I will put on Twitter next time I'm doing sprints, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.